I just had a call today. You guys know I'm going to start a Coinbase this upcoming January 24th, and I've been looking at Coinbase online. It is said that Coinbase is very fast-paced and very busy. And today I had a call with my manager. My manager is a super cool dude, super chill, but I don't think my internship will be super chill. So yeah, I'll be starting at Coinbase in a few days, and I'm taking one class, so I'll be pretty busy. Hopefully, I'll still have some time to make some videos. But today, I wanted to tell you guys what I learned during my previous internships, because I got this question a lot. I'll also make a video like this for my upcoming Coinbase and Facebook internships, so subscribe if you want to follow. But just before that, huge announcement. I am organizing a hackathon with a prize pool of $1,200, and I'll even give some NFTs to the winners just for fun. By the way, this money is coming out of my own pocket, so I'm going broke. Please sign up, please subscribe. This is happening next weekend, and I put the link to sign up in the description below, and I'll talk more about this at the end of the video. Stay tuned. Now I'll talk about my second internship first, which was at Cisco. It was actually very different from my first one. My first internship, I learned a lot in the technical sense, a lot of new technologies and just heads down coding. At Cisco, I pushed myself beyond just the technologies. I spent a lot of time in meetings, actually, talking to a lot of more senior engineers, tech leads, architects, and even directors. I realized you learn so much just by talking with people who are more experienced, as long as you're asking the right questions. I remember talking to the lead architect of my department, and he used to work at Google, so he was bringing all these best practices over, and I learned a lot from just talking to him, like the perks of having a mono repo, feature flagging, and which modern technologies to use. It's also important to communicate, because at big companies, sometimes different teams might end up working on the same issues without even knowing it, and I'm lazy. I don't want to do duplicate work, so I made sure if there was already another team working on my stuff, so I can just build upon theirs instead of rebuilding everything. For the internship, I worked on a project with 3 other interns. I thought I was going to be the guy who doesn't know shit in the group, because I only had one internship and they all went to better schools than me. But it turns out I was the most experienced one. It's like when you're a bronze in a diamond lobby and you somehow carry the whole team. So I learned a lot from trying to lead a team and being patient with helping others, whether it's debugging together or suggesting new ideas for the group. We basically made a technical proposal and implemented a new testing framework into our code base called Cypress. Goal of it was to allow our developers to push features faster and safer. Just remember that if you're in a team project and no one takes charge, you should take charge, otherwise the project is probably going to flop. Now, my first internship, I already told you guys how I got it, but doing the actual job was a different beast. It was essentially a full stack web developer position where I had to work on building websites and applications. I had followed a few tutorials beforehand on YouTube, like how to build a to-do app, and I thought I knew something, but let me tell you, I didn't know shit. I think I didn't even write a single line of code during the whole first 2 weeks. I was just reading and reading and reading and reading. The thing is, for most of these internships, you can't entirely prepare beforehand. This isn't your biology exam where you just memorize your periodic table and spit it out on the exam. This is more like a League of Legends game where you don't know if your teammates are going to go AFK at the start of the game, running it down mid, or I don't know, there's probably like a new patch as well, so you have to like relearn the whole game. That's more like it. Most companies use specific technologies that you may not have access to, and they often deal with problems of scale that you cannot really replicate on your own. So you really just have to hit the ground running. I went in knowing how to make very basic websites, but I really learned on the job. That's where I spent a lot of my time reading about microservices, for example. I read the textbook, documentation on React, Redux, TypeScript, C#, design patterns used in the code base. A lot of this stuff I had to look around for tutorials while I was either solving bugs or features. So even when the task given to me was relatively simple, it always took longer than I expected, because you always encounter things that you've never seen before. This is probably something that will always happen. It's especially hard when it's your first internship because you don't have much data to measure yourself with. I remember when I first started, I was overwhelmed with just setting up the configurations of my work environment. Like, how do I connect to GitHub? Oh, I have to npm install these things. Oh, package log.json, what the hell is that? Let me tell you a story. When I had about 1 week left to my internship, I felt more confident since I had already played around in the code base, so I was ready to knock out my last task. But then my product manager gave me a feature to make on a completely different application, and the task involved dealing with the event handling pattern, model view model, multi-threading, and just a bunch of stuff I've never seen before. So I was reading through this entirely new codebase for the last 2 weeks, struggling to get my code approved by my manager. I was like, I cannot leave this job on a half-finished task. So I rushed through it and finished it. I hope I didn't leave any security leaks. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, but I really learned a lot of technicals during my first internships, so I'm really grateful that was my first one. That is pretty much it. Now for the announcement, Tan for Hacks is going to have happen on January 21st to January 23rd. If you'd like to participate, the sign up link is below. The other judges will either be YouTubers or streamers, which I'll announce on my Twitter soon. Every single line of code of this website was actually also written on my live streams at twitch.tv/fryingpanlive, where I code and play games. Chat, vote for the name of our hackathon. Yo, who won?
People are saving their votes.
No way, 1 vote in the lead, bro. So we're actually going with Panathon?
I'll
wait, I can vote. I'm voting for Hack for Pan. So it's 30-30.
30-30. What the fuck? Wait.
And I'll probably be streaming the entire hackathon there. Feel free to swing by, especially during the presentations on Sunday around 1 PM EST. The event will be during the whole weekend, and I think the presentation will be pretty funny to watch. I got a good combination of judges. If you have more questions after checking out the details on the website, you can ask me or the others in my Discord. So yeah, I'll see you guys around. Don't forget to sign up if you want to participate, or just come watch. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I got a lot of work to do.